Hey everybody, I am excited. It's 3 o'clock. I have been doing this since 8 o'clock, but I'm getting me a little energy boost. I have talked with some of the greatest people today, community leaders and Cora team, staff members. It's been awesome, but I'm a little bit biased. I think this might be my favorite guest. So I am very proud to have Dr. Mallory Flanagan walking alongside me.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Absolutely, I'm happy to be here.
All right, we're gonna take a selfie.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. How about that with my left hand? You should.
It's good.
It is. It's
you're
awesome.
Great.
All right. So Dr. Flanagan, tell us where you are.
Yeah. So I'm currently working at the Animal Clinic of Madison. It's
Yeah.
in Madison, North Carolina. That clinic has been in the community in Western Rockingham County for, 30 years now.
Wow.
So I'm really excited to have joined this team. I
Yeah.
graduated vet school in May, as you know. So I've started working there in June. And, we're a full service veterinary clinic, so we see dogs and cats. But since my hiring in June, we've also started to see some large animals. So cows, sheep, goats. It's a different day every day there.
And you are excited.
Very.
So let's go back just a little bit. What inspired you to be a vet? If you can think back that far, because
Right.
you have said you wanted to be one of those for a long time.
Yes, since I was 5.
Yeah.
So I didn't really get one of those moments, that some people get. And as you say, it's just, I've always wanted to be one. And I certainly stoked that fire along the way.
Yeah.
Really starting in high school when I first externed at a clinic, and then certainly throughout undergrad and even vet school. So while I don't have a moment, I have a bunch of tiny little experiences that I think keep that passion alive and it's only grown over the years.
Right.
So what I love about being a vet is every day is different. Every hour is different. I love that variety in my job. I love getting to work with owners because I don't get to ask my patients, what's hurting you? What's wrong? I have to figure that out, and I have to form a bond with the owner, and we work as a team to really figure that out. So I think that just adds some puzzle to the day for me, which I enjoy. And at the end of the day, it's all to benefit our beloved animals.
Absolutely. So, we talk a lot. You grew up with a mom as a hospice nurse.
Sure did.
I'm sure maybe that shaped some things about how you think about things.
I'm sure it did.
But knowing that compassionate care has always been something that we talked about
Yeah.
in our house.
Absolutely.
So what does compassionate care look like in your field?
I could talk about this
It'll be good.
and for forever, and you know this. I think any healthcare professional will empathize with this. If you don't have compassion,
Right.
you're not going to stay in the field. That has to be at the forefront of everything you do. It doesn't matter if you have all the knowledge, if you have the technical skills, if you don't have that compassion driving you, So in veterinary medicine, there's so many things going on every single day. And I'm sure you understand that. We're thinking about patients we've seen the days before. We're worried about procedures we need to do that afternoon, emergencies that are on their way in. But when I step into an appointment, that patient is my sole priority. It doesn't matter if you're there for vaccines and a healthy appointment, you are my top priority there. That compassion and that focus has to be present. And treating each patient as an individual, I think, is equally important. It doesn't matter if I've seen 4 ear infections that week or even that day.
Right.
There's still something unique about that owner and that patient and their situation. So recipes for medicine don't exist at our clinic. Each patient has its own uniqueness and intricacies that we need to pay attention to be able to treat them effectively and with compassion.
So we've got some comparisons.
Sure.
Because in what we do with Ancora, whether it's hospice, whether it's serious illness care, or the counseling center now,
Yeah.
we have to have individualized care.
Absolutely.
So when you said there's no recipe, I love that, because there's absolutely no recipe. Nothing can be cookie cutter care. It has to be about that patient, that situation, that family, and meeting them where they are.
Exactly.
Right?
Absolutely.
You do the same thing, I'm sure, with how you educate your owners. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it really depends.
It really depends. And I think that's key too, is making sure owners understand what's going on with their pet. And I'm sure you can empathize with that. When our loved ones are sick, we want to know exactly what's going on. And my goal is to make that happen so that they can make the best decision for them and their pet and their specific situation. So, yeah.
So this might be a weird question, but I think when I think about what we do, educating people, you can't make an informed decision if you don't have all the information.
Absolutely.
A lot of what our team does in hospice in particular is not only say, here is what I'm seeing today, but then also try to prepare for a couple of days ahead.
Right.
The emotional toll that it takes on patients and families, the caregivers. I kind of thinking about owners of the pets that come to you.
Yeah.
So how do you see your role as a vet contributing to the emotional health of the community?
Yeah. You know, I love my job. We have happy visits and we have not so happy visits. So I take that responsibility very seriously to sit down and spend the time to talk about what is going on. You know, it's not just quality of life conversations, but it's those hard diagnoses of your 3-year-old has cancer, and I'm really sorry to tell you this. And sitting with that, because sometimes I'm the face of bad news. I'm going to walk in and I'm going to change that person's life with what I'm about to say. And I think keeping that, you know, in my mind of this is very serious and there's no time frame, as I'm sure you know. So taking the time to answer any questions that pop up. You know, we deal with grief every day, just like you do. And so, you know, being patient with owners as they process that information. And certainly in euthanasias, you know, some people say that, you know, that's probably the saddest part of my job. It's not, because euthanasia means good death. And that's a gift we have in my field. You know, I don't have to have my patients suffer. I can end that for them. And so the hard part is having to communicate that with the owner and saying, this is what I'm seeing today. These are the changes that have been going on, and taking in that animal's whole quality of life. And so recognizing that emotions run high in those conversations and really sitting and taking as much time as is needed. There's no rush in those types of conversations.
Well, and you can't rush it.
No.
You can't. Again, you're back to meeting people where they are, not where we think you ought to be or where I need you to be, because, you know, that cannot be a thing. And that, though, can get a little heavy. Right?
Sure can.
Self-care is a thing.
Yes, it is.
It is a thing. So let's switch gears just a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you to share, you know, it wasn't in core compassionate care, but we did have a beautiful hospice experience in the eastern part of North Carolina with 3HC. So we have an inpatient hospice unit here called Gibson House. And theirs was Kitty Askins. So tell us a little bit who that was to you and your perspective.
So it was my grandpa. So my grandma passed away back when I was 15. And she was in hospice care too towards the end of her life. I didn't really get to experience that just with life at the time. So this was truly, even though you do what you do, this is the first time where my loved one was the patient, and I was really experiencing it from that side. And, you know, I am so happy that I got to be there with him for the last day and a half that he was here. As you know, when I got there, he was no longer up and talking. But what I enjoyed and what I respected was that everybody, from the aides to the volunteers to the nurses, treated my papa with the respect that he deserves. He was not awake anymore,
Right.
but you would have never known the way they were talking to him, the way they were talking to us. That was never part of the conversation. And they answered every question we had. And there was a lot of family in that room.
There was a lot of family in that room.
So I respect their ability to communicate that to 15 people
Yeah.
at a time and to keep us informed of what was going on. And I'm sure we asked the same question multiple times, but their patience and their love, I mean, it was palpable. And I think he passed with the dignity that he deserved.
Yep.
So,
Right
Yep.
down to how they had him dressed.
yep,
You remember?
I do.
Had his,
Still had his hair nice and
Yep.
clean, combed over.
absolutely.
Yep. He looked like my papa.
Absolutely.
And I really respect that. And I'm thankful.
It was peaceful and very dignified.
Yep.
Yep.
Very.
So I appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah, no problem.
So switch back as we close out
Sure.
our time.
Yeah.
What's the deal with these large animals? So where do they bring them to you? Do you go?
It's a
What's
mix.
the plan?
It's a mix.
Okay.
So sheep and goats are portable. So if you can get in your car, you can bring them to me. I'm happy to see them. I'm also happy to go out. We're seeing animals within 30 miles of the clinic, so 30 miles
Okay.
of Madison. And I'm really excited to see where that goes as we, build more clients and have more relationships and pets to take care of. So, I'll go out to see them. We'll do farm calls. We'll have emergency care available for them because I fully believe they deserve quality vet care too.
Absolutely.
And I think they are so fun to work with. So I'm really excited about that.
Oh, well, I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
That's just kind of amazing.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, I appreciate you sharing about the Animal Clinic of
Yeah,
Madison, all of
absolutely.
the great services, and I appreciate you coming out to support your old mom
Of
and
course.
support
Happy
Ancor
to.
Compassionate Care.
Yep.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Love ya.
Love you.